the tradition of seal hunting stretches back over 4,000 years. Archaeological evidence suggests that indigenous peoples of eastern Canada have relied on seals for food, clothing, and fuel since ancient times.
My father said, "If the sea goddess gives the hunter a seal, let the hunter be thankful. Let the hunter honor the memory of Netsuk. Come to my igloo and share with me the bounty of Sedna the sea goddess. Come to my igloo and feast with me. The oil under the pot burns brightly. Let the children sleep with full bellies."
16th century, with the arrival of European settlers in the New World, seal hunting took on new dimensions. Europeans began hunting seals, including walruses, along the north shore of the St. Lawrence River and the Gulf of St. Lawrence for their valuable oil, ivory tusks, and leather. Through 1790 to 1860, year-round hunting of gray seals on the Magdalen Islands led to the species being wiped out over much of its former range, but some of the animals did survive. In the 1800s, the last walrus in the Gulf of St. Lawrence is seen, marking the extinction of the walrus population in that region. By the early 1900s, wooden sailing ships are replaced by steam-powered vessels for sealing, allowing for faster hunting, but contributing to the decline in seal catches. In 1949, Newfoundland joins Canada and its seal hunt becomes Canada's seal hunt. 2 years later, in 1951, more than 400,000 seals are killed in the hunt, primarily for oil, fur, and leather. More than a decade later, in 1965, Canada imposes a partial quota on sealers operating in the Gulf of St. Lawrence. And then in between 1971 and 1974, quotas for both harp and hooded seals are established for all sealers. In 1995, Canada increases the total allowable catch, TAC, for harp seals to 250,000, leading to the significant increase in seal kills. A year later, in 1996, more than 242,000 harp seals and 25,000 hooded seals are killed in the largest seal hunt since 1970. Since the early 1960s, there's always been a strong opposition to the commercial seal hunt from both domestic and international groups. On the other side, we have sealers, seal hunters, and their supporters who are fiercely committed to preserving what they see as their way of life and heritage. Despite this conflict, harp and hooded seals still face potential threats due to a hunt that's not well regulated.
There is not a clear or widespread understanding of the fact that there is a difference between Inuit seal hunting, which occurs in Canada's Arctic, and the commercial seal hunt, which occurs in southern Atlantic Canada. This is complicated by the fact that there is a significant and very important commercial component to the Inuit seal hunt. The Inuit sell their excess seal products on the commercial market as a byproduct of their subsistence hunt, and these products are sold on the same market as those from the commercial seal hunt. But that is essentially the only similarity between these hunts. They occur in different places, they are undertaken by different people, they occur for largely different purposes, and the practice of sealing looks very different as well. So, with an understanding of those differences, what is the reason that they are thought to be the same in the public eye? Well, there are a few different actors that we can attribute that responsibility to. It began with activist groups who in the 1970s undertook the issue of condemning the commercial seal hunt for reasons pertaining to animal welfare. And at the time, there were some groups that were vocal about the fact that they had no issue with the Inuit hunting seals and that their battle was squarely with the commercial seal hunt. But at the same time, other groups were not as clear in their messaging and did not make the distinction clear, and at the same time failed to acknowledge the significant commercial component of the Inuit seal hunt. At the same time, both the commercial sealing industry and the federal government, largely in response to these campaigns, have perpetuated the myth that the Inuit seal hunt and the commercial seal hunt are one and the same in order to shelter the commercial seal hunt from criticism. This is evident in the political messaging we see around the issue. For example, fisheries ministers have stated that Canada should make the case for the commercial seal hunt on the basis of the fact that Indigenous communities rely on the harvesting of marine mammals for their survival.
It's very important that we use science to maintain our wildlife, and we don't use things like emotion or maybe just public image to sustain our wildlife. Our wildlife in this province is in a very particular space to where through resource extraction and the economy in this, especially in this province, through logging, oil and gas and mining, we've really had the humans in general have had a very negative effect on wildlife. So through us managing it can help make sure that we don't lose important ungulates on this landscape. It's become very easy for us to get our food, whether you're a vegetarian, a vegan, or you eat meat. It's very easy, you can go on your phone and order Uber and get food in 20 minutes, and we don't understand where that food comes from. Whether it's even gardening, and that's something I do mention in the film, but it's as easy as harvesting a garden and what it takes to grow a carrot versus, going to McDonald's and ordering a burger. And we've become so civilized now that we've become very detached about what it actually takes to feed our bodies and the nutrients and what we put into ourselves. There's no way around it. We have to eat as human beings. And I think because of that, because of living in large cities and most of our population living in large cities, we don't understand that anymore. We kind of become disconnected with nature itself, but then also with what happens in nature, which is death.
Warily I look about for enemies, but see only my brother.
The complexities surrounding the Canadian seal hunt underscore the importance of diligent research and nuanced understanding. While it is tempting to hastily label all hunting practices as negative, a closer examination reveals a much more multifaceted landscape where livelihoods, traditions, and environmental impacts intersect. It really does highlight the necessity of thorough investigation and thoughtful dialogue when we navigate the delicate balance between cultural heritage, economic needs, and conservation efforts.